Hello. Hi, one and all. Myself, V. Deepika, working as an assistant professor in EC department from KG Reddy College of Engineering. Today, let us discuss about the topic the rectifiers. Okay. Now, we already know that the diode is unidirectional. Okay. It means that what the diode becomes forward biased when it conducts. Okay. It is nothing but it conducts only in one direction. It conducts when forward biased, while practically it does not conduct when reverse biased. So it can be used to convert this AC supply to DC supply. So a rectifier is a device which converts the analog voltage, alternating current voltage, to the pulsating DC, direct current voltage. Okay, so using this one or more PN junction diodes. Okay, so rectifier is an important application. Okay, like it's a circuit which converts the AC to DC. Okay, so the PN junction diode subjected to an AC voltage acts as a rectifier converting the alternating voltage to a pulsating DC voltage. Okay, now there are two types of circuit. Okay, there are two types of rectifiers. The first one is about the half wave rectifier, and the second one is about the full wave rectifier, and the third one is also there, which is nothing but bridge rectifier, but we mostly rarely use the bridge rectifier. Okay, but let us discuss about the bridge rectifier also. Okay, now first let us discuss about your half wave rectifier. Okay, half wave rectifier, it means that you just see the circuit diagram over here. Okay, when you just see the circuit diagram, see I am using one transformer and one diode itself. Okay, and one load resistor would be placed here. I am taking the analog input voltage. Okay, AC input will be given to one end of the transformer, to primary end of the transformer. Okay, the output of this will be given to a secondary of the transformer through this subjected to the core of the transformer. Okay, now this analog, just you see the sinusoidal signal AC voltage would be applied to the primary of the transformer. Okay, this this voltage, when it will be subjected to the core of the transformer and will be given to a secondary of the transformer, and that when it is given to the secondary of the transformer, here let us assume there are 2 points. Okay, A point will be given at the starting of your diode, and B point will be taken here at the downwards. Okay, now I'm assuming just here A point and here B point. Okay, when I'm applying the analog voltage, let us consider when the positive half cycle has been given to your transformer, the terminal A becomes positive and the terminal B becomes negative. Okay, so when the terminal A becomes forward positive, when it is given to the diode anode, I am applying this positive to your diode anode. This one is cathode and this one is anode. So when a positive is given to your diode anode, then the diode is in forward bias condition, and there will be there will it will becomes forward bias, and we will get the same output voltage at the output. So just see this output voltage ma, I'm getting the same replica of the input positive half cycle at the output of your load resistor. Okay, the next I need to apply one more negative half cycle. Okay, when the negative half cycle will be applied to your primary of the transformer, then this terminal A becomes negative and the terminal B becomes positive. When this terminal A, which becomes negative, when applied to the anode of your diode, what happens? The diode acts as reverse bias, so there is no conduction towards your diode, and so that here if terminal B becomes positive also, here no diode has been connected, so as usual it becomes 0. So there is no conduction across this diode. Therefore, there will be no current pass through this load resistor. So I had just kept it the outside with 0 voltage. Okay. Now similarly, once again when you apply the positive half cycle, what happened when positive half cycle is being applied to your primary of the transformer? The terminal A becomes positive and the diode becomes forward bias, and there will be a conduction, and then the positive half cycle would be replica at the output. Whereas when the negative half cycle would be applied, what happens? Negative half cycle, again terminal A becomes negative and this becomes positive, and there will be reverse bias, again zero current will be flowing. So here what happened, the process of removing one of the input signal to establish a DC level means, are you seeing here any negative half cycle? Students, can you see here any negative half cycle? Please see. So there is no negative half cycle being seen at the resultant output waveform of your half-wave rectifier. So the process of removing one of the input signal to establish a DC level is called the half-wave rectification. Okay, in this half-wave rectification, the rectifier conducts only during the positive half cycle, whereas it does not conduct during the negative half cycle. So it is negative half cycle has been suppressed or clipped. Okay, Nama. Now the AC voltage across the secondary terminals AB so changes its polarity. This already I've explained. And then during negative half cycle, the terminal A is becoming a negative, so the diode becomes reverse biased. So the current flows through diode only during positive half cycle. So in this way, the current flows through load resistor RL only in one direction. Okay. Now, okay, I am saying this for total, but from this circuit coming, okay, this circuit is so simple to design. Is it right? The circuit is so simple to design, as well as the cost will become very simple since we are using only one diode, one transformer, okay, and one load resistor itself. So it's simple to design and it's cost effective, cheaper, okay, by using only one diode and resistor. But what happens? There are disadvantage. Why? Coming to your disadvantages, here power is delivered only during the half of the cycle of the input alternating voltage. What happens? Therefore, its power output and rectifier efficiency frequency is low. So the transformer utilization factor is also low. Okay, Nama. So as here only one diode, one half cycle has been used, the remaining the negative half cycle has not been used. So the negative half cycle has been wasted. So what happened here? We can't utilize the total transformer when what we are using here. So we are remaining with means the negative half cycle cannot be used. So what happened? The efficiency has been decreased. Okay, whereas okay, the efficiency, the DC output power produced from the half-wave rectifier is not satisfactory to make a general power supply also. Okay, when you go for this one, as you are only utilizing the positive half cycle and the negative cycle has not been utilized, the ripple factor, the efficiency is only 0.46 percentage for your half-wave rectifier, as well as okay, it is very less, the efficiency is very less for your half-wave rectifier, as well as the ripple factor is, when you calculate the ripple factor, it means that the DC ripple factor is nothing but the output of the DC voltage to the input AC voltage is your ripple factor. Okay, so the ripple factor, okay, in this the DC voltage is less as compared to the AC voltage, so the ripple factor is 1.21, which is very high. Okay, so that the coming to the one of the main disadvantages, nothing but its ripple factor is very high, as well as your efficiency is very low. Okay, so and the transformer has not been utilized more, and the power delivered only during positive half cycle of the cycle. So the rectifier frequency frequency is also low. Okay, na? But so we are going for the another rectifier. Okay, now coming to the output frequency of the half-wave rectifier, it's just directly equal to the input frequency. So when input AC completes one cycle, rectified wave also completes one cycle. Okay, Nama. So to avoid the disadvantages of your half wave rectifier, we have designed the other rectifier, which is nothing but full wave rectifier. Okay, there we were been using with only one diode, but here we will be used with two diodes. Okay, just see the circuit diagram of your full wave rectifier. Okay, coming to your full wave rectifier, similarly I am using one transformer, but here I am using the two diodes D1 and D2, one load resistor RL. Okay, so here since only positive half cycle has been used in the half wave rectifier, here by using the two diodes even I can utilize the negative half cycle. How come, we'll see. But here since we are using two diodes, we must here use center tap transformer rather than as used in half wave rectifier. As half wave rectifier we have been used the step down transformer. Okay, but here we will use the center tap transformer. Okay, since we are using the two diodes D1 and D2. Okay, Nama. So here similarly, first initially, okay, I will apply the input AC voltage of full cycle. We are considering the positive half cycle and the negative half cycle. Okay, now let us consider that positive half cycle is being given as the input to your transformer. Okay, similarly I have taken the two polarities, two terminals A and B before the two diodes D1 and D2. Okay, when the positive half cycle has been given to your transformer, primary of the transformer, at the secondary end of the transformer, when positive half cycle has been given, the terminal A becomes positive. Okay, and the terminal B becomes negative. So when terminal A when becomes positive, which has been applied to your the diode D1, so what happens, this diode becomes forward biased, whereas when the negative terminal when the terminal B becomes negative, when it is given to your anode of your diode D2, it becomes reverse biased. Is it right? So what happens, it conducts only due to the diode D1, and the exact positive half cycle would be given at the output, and that will be flown through your load resistor. So this one. Okay, so we will get the positive half cycle. Now next negative half cycle will be given to a primary of the transformer. When negative half cycle has been given to a primary of the transformer, what happens, the secondary of the transformer will give such a way that terminal B becomes positive and the terminal A becomes negative. So when this negative is given to your diode D1, so this diode D1 becomes reverse biased and the diode D2 becomes forward biased, which conducts, okay, and gives the current and which passes the voltage through this load resistor RL, and it will get the voltage, positive voltage above. Here the current direction through load resistor is same as usual. If the diode if your terminals have been changed also, so that we will get same the positive half cycle when you are applying the negative half cycle at the input also. So similarly, when you give one more positive full cycle, for positive half cycle, the diode D1 will conduct and will get the positive half cycle, and for negative half cycle, the diode D2 conducts and will get the positive half cycle. So this is the working of your full wave rectifier. So we can here utilize the total transformer, whereas in the half wave rectifier we have not been utilized the total transformer. Okay, now coming to your frequency, output frequency of the full wave rectifier, it is it is a full wave rectifier is equal to the double of the input frequency. This means what, when input AC completes one cycle, the rectified wave completes two cycle. Okay, let's imagine, okay, now the full wave rectifier, I'm having this many advantages. Okay, whereas coming to the advantages, here the ripple factor is nothing but 0.46, which is which is half of your, means what, the component of AC is in the output we are achieving for your DC. So the component of AC in your output is very less in the case of full wave rectifier. So 0.46 is a ripple factor. Okay, in the case of full wave rectifier, and whereas the efficiency achieved in your full wave rectifier is 81.2%, which is double of your half wave rectifier. So now we are having this many advantages, is it right? Now then why we are going for the other rectifier, which is nothing but bridge rectifier? Please think ma. Okay, I will be saying you. Now, in the case of full wave rectifier, here we are using the center tap transformer. Okay, so coming to your center tap transformer, the DC saturation of the core of the transformer is will be can be done. Means the saturation of the core would be possible in the case of your full wave rectifier by using the core of the by using this center tap transformer, so that as well as the PIV rating of the diode is higher, which are larger in size and as well as costlier. So this center tap transformer is also cost effective, so it is costlier as compared to the half wave rectifier. So that this full wave rectifier, instead of going for the full wave rectifier, so we are being planned for the another rectifier which utilizes the other uh, uh, two cycles, which is nothing but center tap full wave rectifier. Okay nama, here also it is similar to your full wave rectifier, but here instead of two diodes we will be using the four diodes D1, D2, D3 and D4. Okay, which uses the two diodes D1 and D2 and center tap transformer. So what happened when during the positive half cycle, the D1 and D2 conducts, okay, and resultant would be when the positive half cycle at the output, whereas when the negative half cycle will be given, the diode D3 and D4 would be conduct and will be given at the replica. Okay, so coming the ripple factor and as the efficiency is similar to your full wave rectifier. So the advantages are nothing but your need for center tap transformer is eliminated. The output is twice than that of the center tap transformer. And coming to your disadvantage is nothing but it requires the 4 diodes. The internal resistance voltage drop is twice than that of the center tap transformer. But this center tap full wave rectifier is rarely been used, since this is cost effective as compared to a full wave rectifier, but the DC saturation of the core could not be done possible in your center tap full wave rectifier. Okay, any doubts ma students? So in the next session let us discuss about the equations, each and every equation of your full wave, half wave and center tap full wave rectifier. Thank you.